What's the dumbest advice you've ever heard about stopping hot flashes? Your women friends are unlikely to give you this kind of advice. They understand what hot flashes are like and how they're not so easy to get rid of. I'm talking about what you might get from a well-meaning but misinformed younger woman, a man who just doesn't know any better, maybe even a doctor who doesn't have a clue about menopause. Leave a comment in the space below. What's the worst advice you've ever heard about how to stop hot flashes? Do a quick Google search asking this question. How do I stop hot flashes? The first answer that pops up is most likely going to be a paid advertisement for some prescription drug, since Big Pharma has the most money to spend on ads. The next few entries will be more paid ads for some sort of herbal remedies or supplements. After the ads, you'll see blog posts from major health websites, WebMD, Mayo Clinic, Cleveland Clinic, Harvard, Yale, others. All these websites, as well as AI summaries, will have essentially the same advice. Let's look at these dumb ideas from the least dumb to the mind-bogglingly stupid. Exercise or practice yoga. Clinical trials and other evidence points to exercise, including yoga, as possibly reducing the number and severity of menopause hot flashes. This one isn't quite dumb, but keep in mind that any form of exercise, including yoga, is going to have a pretty small effect on hot flashes. The Ms. Flash study found that exercise had no significant impact on reducing hot flashes, even though it's great for your overall health. Sure, exercise helps with stress and sleep, but it doesn't suddenly turn off those heat waves. Avoid caffeine, spicy foods, chocolate, red wine, and any number of other trigger foods. This one's just about everywhere. Alcohol, some other foods may act to trigger something like a hot flash or maybe even a hot flash. Some women might be sensitive to certain foods, but for most, quitting coffee is just going to make them more grumpy without stopping their sweating. But the evidence is pretty weak that avoiding any of these foods is really going to make that much of a difference in the frequency or the severity of hot flashes. Dress in layers. Wear loose clothes. Now we're getting more and more ridiculous. This sounds like the advice that you would give to a 5-year-old headed out to play in the cold. Even worse, turn down the thermostat. Drink a glass of ice water. Come on, what do you think are the odds that a clinical trial has proven those to be effective treatments for menopause hot flashes? Laughable. Hot flashes happen due to hormone fluctuations inside your brain, not external temperature changes. Blasting the AC isn't going to fix what's happening inside your brain and your body. Lose weight. This one really gets me going. People who recommend losing weight for menopause hot flashes have no clue about what menopause is really like. The number one complaint I get from women in menopause isn't about hot flashes. It's this: help me, I can't lose weight. Why just lose weight is stupid advice. A study called The Study of Women's Health Across the Nation found that while overweight women do have more severe hot flashes, losing weight doesn't guarantee relief. Telling women to just lose weight isn't only unhelpful, it's also kind of insulting. If women could simply lose weight and suddenly their hot flashes go away, don't you think they would? Well, the advice gets increasingly more insensitive, misogynistic, stupid. Well, I was at a birthday party 5 years ago, and I started talking to a guy I met at the party. He found out what I do, and I started asking him what he does. He said he was a doctor who had been involved in the Women's Health Initiative. He told me his advice for women in menopause. With kind of a smirk, he said, "Get a fan." Well, I was personally offended by this flippant and misogynistic advice for women in menopause. This is by far the stupidest advice I have ever heard about how to treat hot flashes. But it represents an entire medical system that dismisses the seriousness of menopause and its symptoms. There are effective treatments for menopause hot flashes. These dumb ideas aren't the solution for sure. In my next video, we're going to talk about some herbal remedies that are often recommended for hot flashes and other menopause symptoms. Click the link on this page to watch that video. If you're tired of stupid advice and you want real menopause solutions, subscribe to my channel.